everybody is doing well. It is good to see you all. You may be wondering why I have sports paraphernalia on my desk, but we will get to that in a minute. Hello, Elizabeth. Hey, Danny. I hope you are doing well. Not too much to report since, oddly, I think it's been 3 weeks since I've been live on actual Sunday. So the first Sunday I missed, I was at a retirement party, and the second Sunday I missed, I was at a Radicals game, which actually ties in because I wanted to work on my craft roulette card tonight. And the color parameter for this week was local sport, which I think a lot of people interpreted as like sports team, but we'll get to that in a second. I don't know if anybody else was watching the Paper Kansas coverage. It was kind of neat. It made me miss my local crop, but everyone seemed to have fun. So anyway, I'll walk you through the parameters before we get going, just because. Yeah, I have. I don't know. I've had things to do in real life, which is kind of weird. Um, and Lennox is around, so he says hi. He may make an appearance later once I have clean spots on my desk. But he's actually in a precarious spot. We'll see if he stops being in a precarious spot, hopefully. So the card type or project, if you prefer, is a Zoifold, which is the combination of any combination of a Z fold and a Joyfold. I had a envelope handy that has a very cute cat button in it. But anyway, like if you think about this as normal A2, and then to do a normal Joyfold, you just take a little card and put it on top. So you'd have like look. Oh, here comes Lennox. Lennox is going to help with my tutorial. So to make it a Zoifold, you just make this piece of Z fold, and then it kind of looks like that. I haven't done this with a double Z fold, but I really want to, so that's what I'm thinking we'll do. And the element is craft roulette, so I have some ideas for that. A couple different ones. You can see Lennox's nose now. He says hello. But I thought I'd walk you through the Radicals colors because if I just talk about them, no one would know. So we have basically teal, like a dark teal, navy, white, and gold, although it comes off as a little. It's reading as yellow green on camera, which isn't wrong. It's not technically a true gold. I'm going to need to move in a second. Anyway, the cat is here and says hello to all of you. Hey, Gloria, how are you? Good to see you. I guess I will say, since our friend Elizabeth is here, she is rejiggering her chat. So if you're a member of her community, she has a post up on how to get into all the new chats. And Lennox is here. Always has a fuzz on him whenever he's on camera. But let's see if we can move him. And I can kind of. Oh, what is it? So the element. So we talked about the project and the colors. The element is craft roulette, which wasn't all that surprising. And then the random is up to date, which I think was broadly interpreted as anything that is new, although new is sort of a, what's new to you and what's new to me might not be the same. I actually just opened this ink, so this ink is new. And can I scoot you my bean? Oh, okay. We have a kitty on the lap now. Anyway, thank you. If you go to the bottom of the shirt, it's actually green. So I grabbed sort of a green to sort of match this, which I think is pretty good. And I have some thoughts. Anyway, let me move the shirt, which means Lennox will probably be on top of it soon. I pulled my craft roulette stamp set because why not? I want to probably make little blingy. I pulled some like Spellbinder's Nice Gold, so I want to probably make some blingy little bits for that. We'll see if I do anything with the wheel itself, but I think they would be good. My other thought for new is I have this. Well, I guess I have new to me pattern paper on my desk, but I also have this color I wanted to try out, so I might want to work that in. Oh, hey Blossom, how are you? So I might work this in. It's kind of, do I have a navy? Here's almost a navy. So like this is Twilight, but you can see it's more muted than navy. It's both darker and more muted than like a navy. So it's kind of a super duper muted navy. And then I pulled some like a faux gold that I might use for the card base. I'm debating. We'll see what pattern we pick out. Digging around, I found 2 teal things. We have this one from Catherine Pooler, which might be nice. This has like wedgies, so it looks like craft roulette already. But if we make our own bling, that doesn't really matter. I also randomly looking for something else found this sampler from Biddy Penny, and I thought these teals would be it's not a direct match, but I like these teals better, and I kind of like the flower motif. So I feel like to do the Z-fold part, you could cut it, cut this sort of this side off, and then use the flower as sort of the top of the Z-fold. That's not the double part. And then you could use this for the sort of that double piece. I caught a bunch of paper Ganza. It did. It did. I thought, I forget what the Cool Mary and the Something Cats table I thought was pretty neat. They had a very like spacey kind of moon, like a very moon themed table, and everybody had cat ears, and it was cute. John Pounds' Fly Girls table was nice. It was all airplane themed. Those are the ones I remember. So I caught the walkthrough. I didn't watch the whole vendor showcase, and something else happened. I haven't watched. There's a longer video of everybody's swap cards that I haven't watched. I watched the live show too. That was it was fairly abbreviated if you didn't catch it. There were some AV issues, which I think we can all relate to. But doing AV in real life, a lot of the filming was done on cell phones too. So I mean, you have kind of that weird if it's on your TV form factor. But anyway, I thought it was cool. I hope they do another one. It would be great to get out there. Kansas City is not that far from southern Wisconsin, so it wouldn't be hard to get to, really. It would just be a matter of like boarding the cats and however much the event costs. So I don't know. Hopefully some year. I thought it was pretty cool. I was happy for them that it seemed to go well. Most of the stuff I saw online, people were really excited about it. So I think I want to use this paper. I also pulled this green to potentially do wheel stamping as sort of like almost like a monogram. But I also pulled this High Tide, which isn't really in the color palette, but I think would work better. I think it's a little lighter, so it might work better as sort of like a watermark wheel on the place you ride on. So I might do High Tide instead. Anyway, and then our paper from the fabulous Biddy Penny. I think she was actually their commentator, so I don't know. Technically, using Biddy Penny paper might count as a craft roulette thing. And then I pulled these because I found them and I haven't used them in a while. They're well used, as you can tell, but these are the big Simon Hurley sentiments. So my thought is something like "You're the Best" would be really good, like on the inside, like mini card part. But my question was really, now if we use gold, this faux gold, we would get more of a, actually there's gold in here. So we could use the faux gold. We could use that new blue. I kind of like the blue better. It seems more consistent. And if I'm going to use this as my big kind of inside piece, let me think about this. If I have I don't know how much paper I have in here. Maybe I have more than one. Oh, I guess I have 2. What do we have on the back? Oh, these work nicely together, don't they? Okay, so I think I could cut this, like this we could do as a border, and then we can do this one on the inside. That'll be nice. And they'll get mad at me because I always trash flowers and we're making a floral card. But I think I actually like this with this new paper a little bit better. Yeah. Like I like that as a look, I think. So I think we'll use this one. Let me see what I am missing. Probably a lot. I mean, I don't usually do. Hey Jim, how are you? I saw that post you tagged me in with the new Seth After stuff. I'm really curious about that because I really liked his stencils. I think it's all embossing powder stuff, which I haven't used any of those, which I really should. Yeah, the pounds table was really cool. They actually had they had some like actual aerial photos from planes, which I like too. I do too. I wish I. Oh, the hat is navy. So, like, the thing that's hard to tell unless you put it next to navy is it's really much more gray. It's more of a grayer color, which I really like. Like, it makes it more neutral. Anyway, perhaps we should cut something. So starting this is super easy because it's just going to be a normal Z fold, which means it's just 5.5. And I'm going to score it where I'd normally score it and then score it half of 4 1/4, which is something. 2 1/8. It's the only downside of these. You wind up having to use eighths, but we will survive. So this is sort of the Z-fold piece. There we go. Not quite correct, but pretty close. So we have our Z-fold, and then what I'm going to do is cut off 1.5 inches, I think. Yeah, let's do 1.5 inches. Because I think, where is it? I think this one I did to 1 1/4 inches. Oh, I don't have it. Hang on. Wherever it is. This balloon, so we're basically going to copy the balloon animal card, and then rather than doing all this stuff, we're going to put a little card on the inside. And then we'll figure out what we want to do with craft roulette pieces. Anyway, the neat thing about the double Z's to me is like you just do this exactly the same, 4 1/4 and 2 1/8. Do the exact same measurements. Then you have like an itty bitty little card. But then what we'll eventually wind up doing is you glue this piece here and this piece here, and then the whole thing will close. Although really you should glue it together closed, and then you can make sure it goes in the envelope. So that'll be our double Z, and then we'll just need to figure out a small card, which will have weird dimensions, probably. So we probably want it to be a little less than 4-ish. Yeah, probably want to be 4, but we also are losing a little bit here. So we could do like a 3x3 would probably work, or 3.5 by 3.5. Let's try that. I think that would work well. So I think I have enough paper left to do 3.5 by 3.5, and then it will be kind of easy to remember what size it is. But I don't know. So my friend Christine, who I met at the 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. I have to open my thingy. That's always makes me sad. So my friend I met locally at the Madison Mingle went there, and she seemed to have a good time. I don't know. I think it would be a lot of fun to be there in real life. I feel like this will still be big enough to write on, which was kind of my goal. 3.5. Just don't cut it in half. Well, unless you mean to, but I would prefer not to. So let's see what would fit. I was hoping, oh, the best will fit. You're the best will barely fit, which is good. You Make Me Smile, I think would fit better. So we might do this. We might do You Make Me Smile, which is very well loved because it's one of my favorite sentiments. But anyway, I think that'll work out pretty nicely. It will almost be centered. Whoops. Right, because if we had centered, or if we created the same boundary, the same borders around this, I think this will look almost, this looks like I intended it and knew what I was doing, which is nice. But anyway, this piece will open, and then the Z-fold will fold up. And then you could, in theory, write on this, although I think it would be really hard to write on. But that's fine. But I think what I want to do is, I do like the idea of using this green and doing a little like wire marking. So I think I want some white. White would be good. Because I think I can just free range stamp and then just chop it down. I probably don't need nearly this much. So let's cut this in half so we're just not wasting paper. In stamps. Yeah, there were cool stamps at Paperganza. There's what was there? There's a really neat, I wonder if here's a block. This will probably work. There's a really cool Mei stamp set that I think is exclusive to Paperganza, which is made me a little sad. But it was pretty neat that it had a lot of craft roulette things, similar to this stamp set. But I'm thinking like we can use this one, the smaller wheel, and sort of make our own pattern paper, essentially. Oh, I didn't mention Shanna is going live tonight, so we will wrap. I don't think we will wrap before or at that time. So I'll just peel my monogram stamp off so I can see what I'm doing. Usually with these, I think that'll be neat. Then I think if we stamp over this, we could also stamp off and do this. So let's see what that looks like. Where do I have this? Oh, here we go. So if we go if we just stamp off, I don't love the stamped off one as much. So we'll just keep doing this. That's probably enough. Oh, that one didn't work very well. But actually, it not working very well might actually work in our advantage. Because I kind of there we go. Like this area where they're not as complete, I kind of like for a, like cutting something that we can stamp a sentiment over. So let's see how that works. Let me just clean off this stamp so I don't put my hand in green ink. I thought this was going to be a little bit more subtle. We could look to see if there's a green that's what a pretty green that is. It's too bad. I guess I could rip up my baby wipes and collage with them. I'm wondering if I have a lighter green than that. Because that's kind of, let's try it on the other side with the Simon Hurley ink that I said would be great for this and see if I like that better. I want it a little lighter. Ooh, look at all there's a lot of ink in here. Oh, I like that better. That's definitely, I think, this I think will work a lot better to stamp over the top of. This is better, way better, at least in my opinion. There we go. This doesn't have to be perfect because I'm basically going to stamp the sentiment over the top of it, but I wanted to bring in more Craft Roulette stuffs. But yeah, I'm really curious to. It seemed like the event went well, so I was happy that, you know, I think we all kind of have been to enough events probably to realize that, like, doing events in real life is kind of tricky. So I'm glad it seemed like it was going pretty smoothly most of the time. Let's go 3 1/4, I guess, and see how we like that. Then I'm just gonna. I think we did 3 1/2 on our main card. And while we're here, I guess we could cut an inside for the mini card. But this is kind of the first one, and then this is the second one. And I really like how this is. Like, it'll be easy to stamp a sentiment over this and still have it be red, but I think it's pretty clear that it's the wheel. And if we wanted to, we could go in and color some of the wheel bits if we were in the mood for that. I don't think I am today, but it is for sure a thing you could do. That is not. So cotton. But it's really interesting. It's been like super humid, which isn't not that weird for this time of the year in the Midwest, but it's been it hasn't been like hot. It's just been sunny and super humid. Oops. Anyway, so I have an inside piece, which means we can probably, well, we should stamp this, but essentially this will give you a place to write. Oh, I do like that. I think this will be. Oh, actually, I like this a lot with the with this dark color. But let's get a sentiment on this before I glue it down and forget. But I don't know. It just seems like the summer is just going by quite rapidly, which I mean they usually do. But for a blessing, you make me smile. You do you is a good one. Ooh, maybe we'll do you do you. I feel like I have a lot of friends who would like you do you as a card that they get. Although it's kind of like this is what it actually looks like. But I think that's one option. I do like you make me smile. I'm proud of you is a good one too. I think it's too big. I don't know. It would a little big, but this one is cool. This one I like a lot. I'm so proud of you. I think that's a good one. Not one as an adult you get to use nearly as much as I would like. But it's a good friendship one if somebody is. And then you make me smile, I like. Maybe I'll do that one. I think that makes sense. You do you always sounds a little snarky. Although there are a lot of people I would send a card to. But I don't know. Do you think you do you sounds snarky? I'm curious if like someone sent you a card like that. Like I wouldn't personally take offense to it, I don't think, but you know. You like the I'm proud of you? Well, we can do that. Yeah, I think it's supposed to get. I think it's supposed to get. Well, we'll do the I'm proud of you since you like it. We will hope that we have a. I'm sure we can find somebody to be proud of. And I think we'll use Twilight because it's the best color ever. Actually, this fits pretty well. Yeah, I think that. Actually, we could send this since it's a Craft Roulette card. You could, I guess, I could send it to the Craft Roulette folks and tell them that I'm proud of them for completing their event successfully. Anyway, well, it's certainly sticky enough. The only downside to I forget what I stained this with. I think it was probably Catherine Pooler, or this might have been StazOn, because that stains like crazy too. It's just hard to tell if you have actually inked up your stamp when, like, the entire thing is black. But we will see. We will hope for the best. These are such beefy stamps, it would be really hard to match them, which is also a nice thing. There we go. And this R is supposed to be weird like that. Just FYI, if you like it's designed to be like not. You know what I'm saying? Like the font is designed to look like handwritten like that. So that's not actually like a stamping issue. It's just the way the stamp is set up. Clean this guy off, and we can. Oh, we're doing pretty okay on time. We definitely have plenty of time to finish this card, even if I want to do some die cutting. But let's get the rest of the card together, then we can decide if we feel the need for bling. But I think that's going to look really nice with the color card we did. Yeah, I think that's going to look really cool. Because this is really close to the background. Anyway, we probably want to put the little card in before we do everything else. But I guess we can let's glue this together, because then that piece will be done, and then we can look at everything else. Well, I mean, you know, I'm sure you own these sentiments, Elizabeth, because these are the Simon Hurley something ones. The only thing that's confusing about these cards is, like, when you're doing the little card, like, it opens the wrong way, but it's supposed to. But that's the only thing that ever really confuses me. I should thin out my glue. It's getting a little bit thicker than I like, but yeah. And then your inside piece needs to go on the correct side, which is the incorrect side. You have some extra butterflies here. These are kind of neat. That might be nice. Anyway, we'll see. Oh, that is okay. That's not correct. Let's try this again. Yeah, it was correct, and then I moved it. Have you ever done that, where you're like, things are perfectly glued, and then you move them and they glue crooked? I think this is okay. We'll see. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. I like that. That's fun. Now we just need to do the whole rest of the but this should be pretty easy to pull together. So I wanted to use not this piece, but I thought using this edge would look really good. And then we can save this flower, I think. Yeah, because this is 2 1/8, which means I want this to be a weird dimension. 1 7/8, I want to say. Something like that. Whoops, that's the wrong way. Here we go. 1 and not 2. There we go. But I think this will spare, like, the bulk of this flower, so that's pretty nice. And then this is just 5 1/4. I think should be lovely. I will get rid of this greenery. Oh, I like that better. Whoops. Glue cap down. Here we go. Put that to the side. But it actually doesn't matter if you mess up this measurement because you're going to cut this cover this over anyway. But so I think that's going to be good. And then I think I'm going to use this lighter blue on the right side up. I think that'll be nice, the lighter blue and the darker blue, because this is very tealy. It'll be a little less on the nose homage to the original color scheme, which I think will be nice. But this is going to be a little. I want to maintain I still want to keep this flower. So I'm going to cut this way first, and then 4. This is just a fly's eyelash. So that worked out. And do 5 1/4 again. Oh, that's kind of fun. I think my card will cover it up, but it's neat that there's sort of this like hidden flower that you get to see. And then except we're gonna put this here, so details. But I think that'll look pretty cool. So if you're doing this like the normal Zoifold way, the other thing we could do is not do a double Z fold and like put it here and like maintain the flower up here. Although I kind of want to try the double, so I think I'll do that, even though I'm gonna lose a little bit of the flower. Oh, I'm missing what you're saying, Elizabeth. Oh, yeah. I don't know. I don't mind sentiments. I really like the big Simon Hurley ones, though. They're really good. They're not you're a blessing, which is nice for I don't know, people you feel that way about. You're the best. I use a lot. You make me smile. I like a lot. I'm proud of you. Same. This one is. I think we have. Yeah. Follow Your Dreams is a really good one. You saw the I'm proud of you, and there's another really good one that I think this one's really good too. Oh, You're Perfect the Way You Are. I think this is my favorite one in the set, actually, because it's not a sentiment I've seen before, and I think it's a really good message in a world of, people being influenced to be people they aren't. Anyway, let us get this card together. Oh, okay. Well, my glue's working again. That's good. Whoops. Again. There we go. Here we are. Again, you don't need to worry a ton about this inside edge because it's going to be very covered up by the time we're done. But when you can line things up, it is nice. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, we actually technically could do that. There's no reason to not, because we could. You can actually put this. Oh, you're saying like do it like this, basically. We could do that. I mean, that would give you the flower on the inside, which I like. Oh, sorry, I left your comment up. So, like, if we did that, it would work like this. Which I mean, I do think this is a pretty card. I like this white flower when you can see it because it's sort of like a hidden thing. Then we could potentially use some little wheel pieces. I don't know. I don't really feel like this needs bling, and I technically already met the craft roulette. I kind of like. I do like this. I mean, it makes it a less silly card, but I think that's nice. Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's do that. That's a good idea. That makes it more of a like a serious card, which I kind of like for this particular sentiment. Anyway, so we don't really have to worry about this closing as much, but I do think I want to use one of these butterflies for no reason. I think this would be really fun to like float off. Those are left over from another project, but I kind of like a little something there. These are there you go. Whoop. Oh. Can we move that a little bit? The beauty of glue. Anyway, because that would, yeah. That I like. Then there's a place to write stuff. And of course it stands up pretty nicely. Yeah, it's very it feels like a bitty penny card with the all the colors. But it's kind of interesting because like we actually didn't take that many liberties with our color palette, and we have almost we have our gold color and our green and our blue, so we have kind of our whole color palette. So I don't know. We may leave it there. I don't think. Hey, Stamper Girl, how are you? Yeah, I think we all love bitty penny paper. My only sadness is that the paper that you uh the paper I print is always thinner because my printer handles thinner paper better. But maybe you have other butterflies. I forgot about these, but we also had these Spellbinders butterflies that in Delisa's least favorite color, purple. But where did I put? Oh, here's the other stamp set. It's right under the block. And this was actually, she's really, Bitty Penny's always really generous if you buy stuff, because this is actually, that we actually just used a freebie pack. So you'll sometimes get other bits and pieces. And we have a little something left over for some other time. But I do think this would be fun to do. But you just feel bad covering up this paper because it's so nice. I don't think I have anything else major happening in the near future. I think there's going to be an unboxing of a kit next week sometime. Well, this week I should say, sometime after the 1st, but I think that's about it. Okay. Yeah, I think I'll leave it alone. Anyway, good to see you guys. I will be live next Sunday, and there may be recorded videos before then. Shanna is going live tonight, although probably not for another 20 minutes. So you should redirect over there. But eventually, I have it. Don't think I saw her in the chat today, but she had a stream scheduled for later. So in any event, it was great to see you guys. I will talk to you later, and as always, have a great week.